Hey, welcome to Money Plan Mondays. I am trying to get back into my routine. I just got back from a trip. My family and I went to Texas and had an amazing time. If you have not been to the Houston Rodeo, I highly recommend it. Um, but let's get started. It's kind of hard sometimes to get back in the swing of things once you've been traveling on vacation. But here we go. All right. So, hey, Money Planners, welcome to Money Plan Mondays. I'm Malika Daniels. I go live every Monday around 1 o'clock to talk for a quick 15 minutes about anything money when it comes to building a solid money foundation. I'm a certified money coach and the founder of Women Who Money Plan. And as a money coach, I help high achieving career women understand their money, empower them to take control of their money, build a better relationship with their money to achieve all of their financial goals. Today, we're going to talk about planning ahead. So, I consider myself a planner. I feel like I've pretty much always been a planner my entire life. I'm someone that makes lists and likes to kind of use calendars to figure out everything that's going to happen in my life. I will say that careful planning is how I was able to attend college on a full ride. I knew in high school that my mom wasn't going to be able to pay for college for us, for me or my siblings. And so I knew it was up to me to figure that out. So I planned ahead and started like getting information about all the different scholarships that were out there and applying and things like that. And that planning was able to set me ahead for that. Planning is how I was able to eventually leave my career in education and become a stay-at-home mom. We had been planning for a while to figure out how to make that happen. Planning is also how we've been able to build our real estate investing business. We have multiple properties and we're continuing to grow that business because we do a lot of planning and taking time to figure things out ahead of time and not just kind of hoping things fall into place for us. So, I believe that someone who creates plans for their money is more likely to achieve their goals than someone who's just winging it, right? This is also why I created the title of my business, Women Who Money Plan, because I feel like that's just the most important piece is to actively plan ahead what your strategies are going to be and then take that action, right? There are so many different aspects when it comes to money and things that you need to plan, but today we're just going to focus on non monthly expenses. Okay, that's what we're going to talk about when I talk about planning today. So, if you've ever created a budget or a spending plan, you most likely listed out your income and then listed out all of your monthly bills. So, you're putting your rent, your utilities, your car note. You might put your groceries or maybe even what you're spending on eating out. And then sometimes what happens is you feel like, okay, I've got it all planned out. I have my income. I know what all my bills are. I'm going to really get ahead in my finances this time. But then all of a sudden, you still feel like there's not enough money to cover things that are going on and you're confused because you're like, I have a budget and I'm sticking to the budget, but why don't I have enough money? And sometimes the reason is overspending in areas of maybe eating out or shopping and things like that. That can definitely be part of the cause. But other times it's because you are just living life. Like you just live life and it can be expensive to do that. And here's what I mean by living life. So living life might be things such as you travel to attend your grandma's 90th birthday party, or you get asked to be in your best friend's wedding, and so you got to buy a dress for them to be the maid of honor, and you have to contribute to getting things together for the bachelorette party. Maybe your kid has a birthday coming up, and so you're throwing your kid a birthday party, buying your kid birthday presents, going to a concert, taking your kids to amusement parks, going to a sporting event. All those things are things on how we enjoy life, right? But do you have a plan on how you pay for those things? Most times, since they're not expenses that occur every single month, we're not thinking about those when we're creating our budget. We're not taking all those life events into account, and that's what throws us off. Those are the events where we end up just putting it on the credit card, putting it on the credit card, and then putting it on the credit card again. And we don't have a plan on how we're paying that off. And so we're usually paying maybe the minimum, maybe a little bit more, but now you're paying interest on top of living your life. Living your life already costs enough money, but now you're paying interest to these credit card companies in order to just live your life. It doesn't have to be this way, okay? There is a strategy that you can use to help reduce the effect of living life on your finances, and you don't have to pay interest to do it. Okay, so as a money coach, there are things that I want you to spend on too. Oh, that's what I want to say. So as a money coach, when it comes to these things, I want you to live your life and have fun and do those things. I don't want people thinking, oh, if I get a money coach, oh my gosh, I have to stay in the house, I have to eat ramen noodles, I can't have any fun. That is not the case. As a money coach, I want you to live your best life within your means and figure out the way to make that happen financially for yourself, right? So that includes, how do we make sure that you have enough funds to be able to go to the concert every summer that you like to go to, or to travel to your sister's birthday party in a different state if you want to go to that, right? We want to figure out a way to live our lives with our finances. We work hard for this money, we want to enjoy it. So this is the way we're going to do this. Let me talk you through planning ahead. So first, you're going to sit and list out all the events that you want to attend that's coming up. You can do this for a full year out if you know it ahead of time, like things that are coming up later this year. You can start out doing it just 3 months out, 6 months out, whatever is more comfortable for you. But we have to plan ahead. I'd say do at least 3 months if you can, of what's coming up, whose birthdays are coming up, what party do you think you're going to probably be going to. Does someone have a wedding coming up? Is there a holiday coming up and you know you typically spend a lot of money on that holiday? So list all these things out, right? All the different events that aren't your typical monthly expenses, we're going to list those out. And then you're also going to list out an estimated cost. You might not know yet the exact cost of a trip, but you can Google real quick what a flight is to that area and throw that in there just to have something to start off with, okay? Same type of thing with a birthday. Maybe you can estimate, I have my best friend's birthday's coming up. I want to spend $50 on her gift. So then estimate $50 for Jackie's birthday, whatever, right? So you're going to list out the events that you have coming out and then the cost of those things. And then you're going to total that up. So let's say you do a full year of all the different events that you know you have coming up, and that total comes to $3,000. Well, where would that $3,000 come from if we don't have a plan, right? No one's just dropping money in your lap saying like, oh, here, you have extra stuff going on. Let me give you some money to pay for it. You have to make a plan on where that's going to come from, or else it's just going to get stuck going on a credit card and you're just going to keep digging more and more debt because you're trying to live your life. So with Women Who Money Plan, obviously we are going to have a plan for this. So one thing you can do is take that $3,000 that you know you're going to need for a year worth of these random things, non-recurring expenses that come up, and divide that by 12. Divide that by the number of months, right? And then you know that's going to come to about $250 a month. If you can take that and set aside $250 a month ahead of time, putting that into an account that is designated as a short-term spending account, short-term savings account. It's an account that you're putting money aside for savings that you know you're going to be using throughout the year, right? So $250 a month, that seems a lot more feasible than trying to come up with an extra $3,000 for all the stuff you're going to do. But even that $250 a month, you can break that down by check, right? So $125, let's say you get paid twice a month, $125 a check. If you can put that aside, that's going to help pay for all these little extra things that come up throughout the year. Not only that, let's say you're thinking about like, I don't have an extra $125 a check to put towards this. You can also increase your income, right? You can think of, what can I do that can bring in $250 a month? Maybe you can DoorDash to bring in that $250 a month. Maybe you can do dog walking. I know a lot of people that do dog walking for extra income. So think outside the box of, it doesn't have to be stuck with the money that you already have coming in, but if you know, okay, I need an extra $250 a month in order to live my life the way that I want to, what can you do to bring that in? Can you sell stuff on Etsy? Can you babysit? There's all these different options out there to make money today. There's so many different ways to make money. So just think of, how can you break that down and make just that little bit of extra money each month. And one thing I suggest is to keep these funds for your short-term savings account in a high interest savings account. That way, you're also going to be making money on the money that's sitting in that account. Interest rates right now are usually around like 4 to 5%. So as you put money in that account and it's growing on its own because you're contributing to it each month and each check, it can also grow from the money that you're making on the interest. So it is a win-win, right? And then when these things come up that you want to go to and you want to attend, you'll have the money in your savings account already, and you're not having to put it on a credit card. Another thing to think about adding to your short-term savings account, in addition to the things that you know are coming up, so like I said, the weddings, the birthdays, the holidays, those things that we know for sure are coming up, we can also plan for the unexpected. We know that cars need to be repaired. We know that people get sick, and sometimes there's co-pays when it comes to doctor bills and stuff like that. So you can also give yourself a buffer amount that you want to put into that short-term savings for just other stuff that comes up. So maybe you do have, maybe you're making some extra money dog walking, and you're making more than that $250 a month that you need for those expenses. Put some extra into that short-term savings. So that way, when the car tire blows and you need a new car, need a new car tire, it's not this, oh crap, what do I do? I got to put it on my credit card. Instead, it's like, okay, well, I have some extra money in this short-term savings account. I can cover it. And trust me, that has been probably given me the most peace in the past 10 years of life, that when these different unexpected things happen in our life, they suck, right? No one likes to have to come out of pocket for different repairs or different costs, hospital stays, stuff like that. But when you already have the funds, it feels so much better that that's not an additional stress that you have, right? It's stressful enough to deal with the situation and to have to figure out whatever is going on with that situation. But to know, like, okay, well, I have the money, so it's not going to set me back crazy financially. I have the money to pay for it. That's what savings is for. It just will give you so much more peace. It's unreal how much peace that can give you. So if you can plan for the things that you know that's coming up, and then also put some extra aside for some of that unexpected stuff that is going to happen, because just in the same way we want to have life and like do the fun things, those negative things are a part of life as well, right? It all comes in one nice fun package. But also, I want to clarify that this type of savings account is different than an emergency fund. The emergency fund, you want to have that for being a loss of income. Let's say something happens and you're not able to work, you lose your job unexpectedly, or some type of major event occurs where you need a large sum of money. That's what the emergency fund is for. It's going to be a separate type of savings. You would also want to keep that in a high interest savings account to build interest. But I also always suggest you have a short-term savings account that is kept separate than your emergency fund, and it has a different purpose. The short-term savings account has that clear purpose of for upcoming events that you've already planned for, you know are coming up, or maybe you don't even know specifically what event, but you know you want to travel this summer. You don't know where, you don't know what. Stuff like that that you can plan for is going to go in short-term savings. And then again, you can throw some extra in there for some of those unexpected things that we don't think about ahead of time. So we have short-term savings is the key to planning ahead, thinking about what's coming up in your life. If you just do 3 months out, start there. That's totally fine. Just getting something into that savings account so as things come up, you're not forced to then use your credit card, add to your credit card debt, pay interest to these credit card companies, because we want to keep the money that we're making. You are working hard for this money. We do not want to keep throwing it away to these credit card companies who are charging us 20%, 30% for just living our lives, right? I mean, I get it. They're a business. They have to make their money. That's how they make their money. But we don't have to play that game their way, right? There's a different way you can play this game. Another thing I will say, too, is if you are someone that uses credit cards, let's say you use credit cards because you want to earn points, that works really well as well with this system. So you have a short-term savings account, and then you have your credit card. So if something comes up, you want to attend something, you put it on the credit card, but then instead of waiting until the credit card's due and paying the minimum payment, you then take that money out of your short-term savings to pay off the credit card, and you pay that off in full. That's a whole other topic I'll talk about, because I am a big proponent of paying your credit card off in full, but that could be a whole nother live. But I hope you get the concept of this planning ahead and using a short-term savings for these non-monthly expenses, the non-reoccurring things that we forget about, but we truly know are coming. They're not unexpected. You knew so-and-so was having a birthday. You knew this cousin was getting married. You knew you wanted to go on this trip. Now we got to plan for it, right? We're women who money plan. That's what we do. All right, so I'm in about 13 minutes. I feel like I've talked enough about it. I hope you understand this concept. Leave a comment. Let me know if you have any questions about planning ahead and maintaining a short-term savings account. Again, if you're not yet in our Facebook group, join our Facebook group, Women Who Money Plan. It's a great safe space for women to talk about finances, ask questions, share their wins, and just build community with other women. Because when we talk about our money together, that's how we all grow and we all win. It shouldn't be the case that we're just trying to get ahead ourselves and not bring anybody up with us. I want us all to win, okay? So that's why I do this. That's why I love this. All right, so that's it for today. Make sure you're following our page. We'll be back here each Monday, and have a great week, Money Planners. I'll talk to you soon.